Welcome back everybody, let's play Spongebob Squarepants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman for the GBA. Last episode we finished up Jellyfish Fields Forever by both randomly pummeling a jellyfish and through navigating a maze of hooks. And now we have the final chapter available to us, Dutchman's Due. Whirl out the barrel. Kind of a weird name for a level, but whatever. And we actually see one of the first major story-related cutscenes we have seen since the beginning of the game. It did take a while. Even though it's not that many episodes. 7 episodes. And, unsurprisingly enough, Flying Dutchman turns out to be a dick, so... Meow. Oh no! Well, at least he's honest. Darn bingo. Yep. But, so here's the thing to keep in mind about this level. This level is actually one of the more rough levels. Not my least favorite level, not the most challenging level, I don't think at all. How? But this level does acknowledge that you now have every single item in the game. And the level design is based around that. Up until now, every single level that we've played has actually operated under the assumption that we have either no items or only had one item. By the way, if you stand on any of these platforms long enough, all that's happening is it will spin like that. And if you touch the ground, you currently go at the exact same speed as a bubble. You will just slide back without any control of your any actual control of your movement. Your spongy character self. Once again, at the beginning of this level at least, the rooms are kind of large, so you do want to try to not die, because if you do, it'll cost you quite a bit of time. I hate this jump. Ah! Oh, why was I able to walk on that? Should I be able to walk on that? The whole point of that is when you lose control. Come on. The music is kind of cool at least. I think it's really atmospheric. Ah! I actually like this level a decent bit. Not exactly for its design or anything like that. Or for it being dramatic or anything. But, you'll see soon enough. The later portion of the level, I think, has something really cool about it. Thank you. It's a really annoying jump. No, worm, no! Pretty sure this is also the largest room in the game right here. The one that I'm currently in, and the one that I want to not die in. Thank you. Next room. Music's at least pretty fitting, alongside being atmospheric. Yeah, you're supposed to stop my pupper bubble. Thank you. I actually like the platforming in this one room a lot. Whoa! Darn it. It has some difficulty to it, it has substance to it, but it's not, at the same time, it's not, a pain. I actually find this to be some of the most fun platforming in the game. I'm not entirely sure what it is about it that I like, but I guess it's that because you don't have to wait a really long time if you miss any jumps. It has some... It does take advantage of you having your various things at this point. You might have not noticed it yet, but this game does actually, or this level does, darn it, have a few jumps that require to use the boots that I'm using right now. And everything that's going on right now is just me screwing stuff up. It's not actually needlessly frustrating like certain levels like Playing Hooky or Rock Bottom are. Not that I need an extra life at this point, but dude, come on. But I like having a lot anyways. I tend to turn into a game sometimes, just seeing how many lives I can accumulate. Whoa! Why didn't I actually inflate? Just seeing how many lives I can accumulate in one playthrough of the game. Why is the platform... That's incredibly frustrating. The platform I'm on is actually preventing me from... Why is it that I've ended up playing through the majority of this level with only one pair of underwear? By the way, as far as I'm aware, there is no jellyfish rodeo in this level, so there aren't that many pants to be found. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to take advantage of having 8 friggin' pairs of underwear. But oh well. Alright, so something while I do like the platforming of the earlier half of this level, I also like the design of the later half of the level a lot. Because everything's actually, like, painted, handmade, and whatnot, in a really high quality. It's a bit easier to appreciate when you don't have filters on that blur everything. By the way, those ghost guys are entirely invincible. But if I turn off this filter, this looks nice. This still looks really nice. Barrels. This level does incorporate pretty much everything you run into by this point in the game. And something I find interesting to note is that all of this is just one drawn object. Like, I'm disabling one layer right now. It's all on the same single layer. I mean, lots of stuff is reused, like that owner sign you see up above me, the lamp, stuff like that. It's copied and pasted, but still, a lot of work was evidently put into the presentation of this level, and I like that a lot. I like it when a lot of effort's put into the final level of the game. So I always feel that the final level of the game should be something that is made memorable and fishes off the game nicely on a high note. Whoa. Oh, I guess I need to wait for her to go up a little bit more. Come on. If you pop a jellyfish while they're not if you put a jellyfish into a bubble when they're not moving, their not moving timer gets reset when they when that bubble is popped. Just have to wait for them to start moving again. Every time I pop the bubble, I have to wait. I reset the time and I have to wait. Whoa! No, barrel, no! A bunch of barrels coming after me. Not all of these pipes will actually shoot stuff at you for some reason. I'm not too sure why that is. Now, do keep in mind, we're just here to save our friends. We're not actually... There aren't actually any keys here, interestingly enough. Now, I might have looked like I just, entirely stopped paying attention to part of the level. But... the part of the level I just pretty much skipped over is a part that I can't access yet. I'll be going there soon enough. Oh, come on. Get down here. Whoa, how did I not? Okay. Go pop. Ah! Thank you. And of course I'm going to be collecting all the doubloons in this level, even though that you get absolutely no reward for it whatsoever. Yay! Now I've noticed that in every single room in which you've saved somebody, and thank you Hans for taking him away, there's always at least one pipe in the floor that doesn't shoot anything at you. It's a really weird pattern to notice, but I've noticed it for every friend you save. I don't know why it's like that. Anyways, now that we have the bounce ball, we can actually head on over head on over to the right here into this room. Whoa, Spongebob, you don't walk into the door. This music, though, that's a giant map of me. This music, though, I think it really fits the atmosphere of the level really well. I think they actually did a really good job when it came to not just overall presentation on this area, making it feel nice and authentic, but just there's the mood of like hauntedness and whatnot. I like how Spongebob sometimes looks like he's actually looking at enemies. Actually, well, I'll pick up those balloons over there. I want to go this way first, though, I think. If I recall correctly. Hey, Pat. Well. Well, you're not there, so... whatever. I don't know why it is they actually have doubloons in this level when there's no reason for you to collect them at all. I feel like they should give you some more rewards than they do for actually getting all the doubloons. And there are the bonus levels, which are kind of nice, I guess. There are opportunities to earn extra lives you probably don't need if you're going up at the game to get all the doubloons. Boom, see, strong levels do nothing, they're completely impervious. But, still. You know, I sometimes wonder why it is that why the Dutchman's, there's so much crap to be found, like jellyfish and whatnot, in Flying Dutchman's ship. But I actually did realize at one point, he hadn't been in the ship for however long he had been in that bottle, and he just now came back in here, so I guess he's still tidying up. By the way, this jump, it doesn't seem possible, but it takes multiple tries, but you can jump onto these platforms. It's really weird. But I guess this ship just hasn't been used for a really long time. I don't know where it was sitting when Dutchman wasn't using it, or what his crew was doing, aside from Spongebob's friends, his new crew. But I guess that's the reason for being infested with, like, giant sea creatures that try to eat you. Anyhow, so I have the bounce bubble, we can also... man, I also have full health. Now we have the bounce bubble, we can, run... ah! Darn it! Never mind the full health thing. I always get hit by that one monster right there. Come on. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, now I can get through this room, since we have that. Bounce bubble. Probably, if you really try to actually get through this level without saying all of Spongebob's friends, but I think it'd be kind of hard. I don't know, you might be able to exploit it somehow, but this level is designed for you having all the items, so you can't really take advantage of the developers not having anticipated you being able to do something like jump high with the boots. That was a big bet, and a really oddly placed bet. By the way, why is there a sign? Why are there signs everywhere that just say owner? I don't know what the point of a sign that just says owner on it is. Just a big plaque on the wall in random locations. Hooray, money. I guess it's kind of implied that the owner's name of whatever his sign is referring to is on the plaque as well. We just can't see it in the game. Maybe that was referring to the owner of the bed or something, I'm not sure. Whoa, what kind of design is that? I guess the floor fell out of that place. And as always, Squidward is a great help. Thank you, Hans, once again. It can also be seen that there's a second door right here, to the right. And once you go through here... Alright, so something I want to point out. The Dutchman looks like he's flickering like crazy right here. What's supposed to happen is... You can't see it very well right here since I'm recording, that makes my frame rate go under its maximum. But something cool this game actually... Something that's actually kind of cool that this game does is it tries to make the Flying Dutchman look transparent and does a really good job of it by making him flicker every frame. Like, his sprite is actually completely opaque, because alpha transparency isn't a thing in... Well, I mean, there's alpha transparency right on that lamp on the upper left of the screen, so I'm not really sure. But it seems that alpha transparency is kind of a hard thing to pull off in video games, or in GBA games, I mean. So what they did for the Flying Dutchman was they actually gave him an opaque sprite, but every other frame, well, every frame he either flickers there or away. And the result is he's actually flickering so quickly that he actually really does look transparent, which I think is kind of cool. I just think it's really... I don't know why I'm so amused by the trick that they use for that, but it's kind of cool, I think. So still so formal and happy about this whole ordeal. Kind of weird. You just kidnapped all my loved ones. Let's do business. Now, I don't know why they give you a normal bubble right here. Also, it's completely intangible. But they do, I guess. So he only has one attack right now, and that is to spit fire at you, and that fire will come back at you, keep that in mind. But yeah, whenever he's moving, he's actually... He does do contact damage, but whenever he's moving, he's actually impervious to that. Or, he's intangible. Anyways, if you actually hit him with a bubble, you'll see that that'll happen. He'll become unhappy, and, furthermore, barrels will fall. Oh, come on! This isn't a hard fight to do without getting hit. And you just have to karate chop those barrels into his face to actually hurt him. Bubbles don't actually hurt him, as you might expect. I'm not sure how many hits he takes. I think it's something like 8. Hey! Jerk. I think it would have been kind of cool if they actually made this fight more difficult, and, give you max life at the start of it, so you can actually take advantage of however much max life you have, but oh well. By the way, if once the barrels touch the ground and they're just rolling, you can hit them with your karate glove, but you won't actually, you'll just destroy them. And you can blow the, darn it, bubbles before he actually becomes tangible again, and then just let them pop when he appears. Oh crap! Okay, yeah, so now, whoops, now things have gone a bit harder. You'll notice that he has a different attack now. He actually has 2 flame attacks now, one being what he did right there, where it'll bounce. It's easier to prevent him from using it though. And then second, he'll now roar whenever you hit him with the bubble, and that will knock you back. Should actually hit you. Darn it, wow. I guess this has some dramatic, nearly failed ending instead of the usual curb stomp. I don't exactly find this to be a difficult battle, but whatever. I think I did this without getting hit last time, earlier today, or at least I got close to it, if not. And then you just kind of become sad because you bashed him in the face a few times. When I would think that you wouldn't really be able to hurt him anyway, since he's generally intangible as a ghost, but whatever. And he decides to actually keep his word, since, I don't know, you're basically holding a gunpoint with barrels and a karate glove, or something. So, we get to choose things. I'm gonna make a save state. I like how Squidward's looking away. I don't know why that is. But we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different wishes. We select one. Yay! And then roll credits. So, the game says, more doubloons you collect, the more endings you're able to choose from. I think by default you have 3 choices, and then I think by default you actually have 2 choices, and then for every chapter you get all the doubloons in, including the first chapter, Home Sweet Pineapple. You actually get 1 extra wish to choose from. Maybe something like that. I don't know. Or maybe it's by default you only have 1, and then for every single chapter you collect all the doubloons and you get 1 more choice. I don't know. So it will actually include this chapter and get all the doubloons, and the level just completed won't be pointless. Anyways, the game ends once you make your choice, and if you haven't written down your code, you've just lost all your progress. So if you want to see all the endings, what you normally have to do is write down the code and then to play this level, and then restart the level and go all the way through it every time you want to see a different ending. But anyways, I'm just going to show you guys all the endings. None of them are special at all. By the way, I like how Squidward's actually using all of his legs for playing things. No clarinet? Well, I guess it's a rock band, so I guess you won't be playing clarinet. Whatever. So, they're all really dumb, though, and kind of funny. By the way, there's a random, like, rectangle on Spongebob's shoulder. I don't know what that's supposed to be. It's like he has... His sleeve just looks really screwed up. I don't know why they did what they did, whatever that was. And this wishes success, but Patrick seems to be pointing out the opposite. I guess he might just be holding the graph upside down, or maybe Patrick is Spongebob's greatest business rival, and Spongebob is mercilessly pushing him out of business. I don't know. Well, if you flip that graph upside down, it would still be a decline, wouldn't it be? I don't know, maybe he somehow mirrored it. He's Patrick, he can do shit like that. And this one's kind of interesting, kind of meta, but... Boom! And thus Spongebob Squarepants was born. Tom Kenny claimed all the credit for himself. It was really Spongebob himself all along. And then lastly we have I wish me and my friends could start in our own video game. I actually don't remember what these endings are. I didn't show all the endings when I was playing through this game earlier today, so I don't remember what these all are. This one, I want to say I've chosen this one before, but I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what any of these were, so... Anyways, this is the last one, so... Ta-da! Actually... Okay. That's actually kind of cool. So, you might be wondering might be pondering a few things about this. So, you might have remembered at the beginning of this playthrough, I actually mentioned that, this game is what I think to be the second mobile game released for, mobile being like on a mobile platform, handheld game for, the Spongebob series. This was the first one. The game that's shown right here. All these sprites are actually from the game, except for the Flying Dutchman. And, this is what the game looked like. Doesn't look too pretty, does it? But, the sprites are kind of weird. I don't know why they made Spongebob look as round as they did, but I get there were hardware limitations, so it's like characters just look kind of odd. In general, like Mr. Krabs really short. His eyes are really small. But, anyways, this game was, I don't remember what it was, Spongebob Squarepants Legend of Lost Spatula for the Game Boy Color, I think. This background, Spongebob Pineapple, is the first thing you see when you actually start playing the game, the actual gameplay. The game was considered to have sucked, largely because the controls are really clunky and the hitboxes for enemies are really screwed up and it's just boring in general. I don't remember the game much at all. I lost my copy of it, and I haven't played it, and I really don't remember the game. But you might be wondering what that little Venus times infinity symbol is in the bottom right-hand corner. And that was actually, the game had items you could use, and your default item was a bubble wand, and you had infinite charges for that, so it said times infinity on it. There were other things like Krabby Patties that you had to like collect ammunition for, so it'd say how many you had. But bubbles were your default, and you had infinite soap for some reason. I don't know, I guess SpongeBob like stores bubble soap in his pores or something. I don't know, he's a sponge. But anyways, I guess he just blows oxygen and that makes a bubble. That would work. I don't know, maybe like extracts the oxygen from the water and just blows out in its purest form. Anyhow. Bonk. So that is it for this for Spongebob Squarepants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman for the GBA. I do plan on playing the game for playing this game for the console. I'll be playing on the PS2, but I'll talk about the details of that when I actually play the game. Our kid testers. They actually tested this with kids. That's a good idea, I suppose. Kelton, Sean, and Ryan Kelton. THQ. This was back when THQ actually existed. I was kind of sad to hear that THQ went away, because they made some half-decent SpongeBob games. Like, Bellfreaky Bottom. Anyways, I don't consider this really to be a bad game. People don't seem to care for it all that much. I don't care for it much myself, but I think it's kind of fun. In a way, it's more of one of those games you play to kill time because you don't have anything else to do. Like, if you're some, like, 10-year-old who's just sitting in the backseat on a really long road trip, and you happen to have this game and a Game Boy or DS Lite with you, just go ahead and play it, I guess. And there you go, click time similar to Balloons each chapter 4 endings. And then you hardly get enough time to even read that text. But, that's that. The controls are kind of screwy in this game, kind of annoying. There are some levels that I absolutely despise, particularly that hooky level, but oh well, I guess. This game does have easy and hard mode, or normal and hard mode. I still don't remember what normal mode the difference actually is. I still think it might actually be like the amount of health you have out of your max health. You know, I'll look at it right now. Normal. Do I have, like, maximum health? Okay, so yeah. Hard mode, the only thing hard mode changes is it actually, the only thing that hard mode actually changes is your health. Instead of having maximum health in any given level, or maybe it starts you with, like, 4 health in any given level instead. 4 or 5. Instead you start with 3 health instead of your maximum health if you're playing on hard, I guess. Password. Yes. That just starts a new game. But, well, I think it's a game that's worth playing, at least if you are not about SpongeBob video games or something like that. I don't have a very low opinion on the game. I think there are some points in the game where it's actually really well presented, and there are also other points where, you know, can I, like, pause the game by setting the crap, I don't remember where the thing I'm looking for is. But anyways, I think that a number of things really in this game's presentation as a whole is kind of decent. Well, I can't set it to 0, can I? No. But, I think the game looks nice as a whole, especially the final level. The music, I like the music overall. It seems like the game, it recreated, it's very SpongeBob-like music. The gameplay is the lowest point of the game, I think, which is rather unfortunate since that's pretty important. Look, this guy actually has maximum health. 8 underwear. But, maximum max health, that is. But, And in most other areas, I think, the presentation as a whole, and then the music and the appearance of everything, I think they actually fared pretty well in that respect. Was kind of impressed by that in certain ways. I mean, the game still uses a password system, but oh well, I guess that's to 1 degree hardware limitations. And I'm not sure if that save systems were much of a thing when this game was released. I'm not sure when this game was released, but I think I don't have much of a problem with that. It does suck to write stuff down, but this game's not that long. It's kind of short enough you can play the whole thing in one sitting, especially if you're just playing it to kill, because you don't have anything else to do for an extended period of time. Like I mentioned, like if you're on a road trip or something. That's what I used to do. The only time I ever really played through this game ever was just me being on a road trip, sitting in a car with nothing else to do but play this and read and whatnot, or nap, and doing any one thing for a lot more than like 4 hours got really old. So, anyhow, I suppose I've rambled on long enough about this, and most people have already stopped watching, I'm sure. But, I guess those that are still watching are gonna keep watching till the end. Thank you for that. Thank you for actually listening to me ramble random crap. Oh well. But that is, sadly, going to be the end of Let's Play Spongebob Squarepants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman for the GBA. Do look forward to me playing this for the PS2. It's a very different game on the PS2. Even though it has a somewhat similar premise. And I think it's kind of a game of similar quality to the PS2. But, oh well. I'm sure some of you guys will have fond memories watching that, because that seems to be somewhat of a popular childhood game for people, kind of like how Battlefield Team Bottom was and whatnot. But all things must come to an end, so that's going to be it for this episode and this series of Let's Play Spongebob Squarepants Revenge of the Flying Dutchman for the GBA. Thank you for watching. Good night, guys.